Welcome to Love Talk Tonight. Thank y'all so much. I am so happy that y'all are here joining us on Love Talk. Welcome. Hello everyone and welcome to Love Talk. My name is Angel D. Thomas and I am your host. Love Talk is an online platform that provides tools, resources, and networking intended to inspire individuals to be the best version of themselves. Welcome to Love Talk, y'all. Love Talk tonight is sponsored by Blessed Beauty Supply. Blessed Beauty Supply is a Black-owned beauty supply store. Y'all, she can provide you with all your hair care needs. Check her out at www.blessedbeautysupply.com. That's www.blessedbeautysupply.com and on Instagram at by Blessed. That's B-U-Y Blessed. Y'all check her out and support. Tonight on Love Talk, we are going to talk about purchasing a home. We're going to talk about purchasing a home with Quintan Lipkins, who is a realtor. Y'all, if y'all have any questions tonight, make sure y'all type them down below in the comments. No question is a dumb question. He's here to help us. So if you have any questions throughout the whole Love Talk, put them in the comments and he'll answer them for you. So let's add him now onto the live. Hey, welcome to Love Talk.
Hey.
Can you hear me good?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me pretty good?
Yes. Can you bring the camera down just a little bit?
Oh, let me get it down, son. There we go.
Okay, perfect. Yes. So I just want to say thank you so much for being a guest here on Love Talk. And I'm so excited for you to give us all this information on how to buy a home. So thank you and welcome to Love Talk.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You are so welcome. So before we get started, tell everybody what city and state you're tuning in from.
Houston, Texas.
Yes, welcome. H-Town, welcome Houston, Texas. So Quintan, before we get started on talking about home buying, I want you to first tell us a little bit about how you got into real estate.
Well, I got into real estate. Well, I've always been interested in owning my own property. So let's start there. But I got into real estate because my wife and I bought a home 5 years ago, bought our first home. So we went through the process back then. And so we got a little familiar with the process to start. Then we sold our house and bought another house. So throughout all of that process, I gained a lot of knowledge and it just pushed me into the field.
Yes. And shout out to your wife. She's the one who recommended you. I'm reading her book now. She is awesome. Shout out to your wife. And yes. And also, Quintan, you have whenever you do anything, anybody in general, you need to have a plan of action. And you offer the ultimate first-time home buyer planner. So can you tell us a little bit about the planner?
Well, the planner is kind of what we use to purchase our house. I know when we first started looking to purchase a house, we didn't have all our documentation in order. We didn't really know what to have in order. And we were just kind of lost along the way until we found our way. So this planner would just help you not be lost. Mm-hmm. This planner right here is just going to take you step by step through the process, get you familiar with some terms that's going to be important to you through the process, mm-hmm. and create an action plan that you can actually follow.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because it's very, very important that we have an action plan whenever we're doing anything, because it gives you literally a breakdown of the steps that you need to take. And I know in the planner, you have the steps that you need to take to purchase a home. So can you give us the first steps that we need to take to purchase a home?
I mean, I will find out where I stand. The first step that I would take to purchase a home would be find out what your credit score is. You can find that out on Credit Karma. You can start there. Now, Credit Karma is not the exact number that they're going to use when the lender decides to pull your credit, but it gives you a ballpark, and it also gives you all of your debt. Mm-hmm. So that's a great place to start. It's free. Go to Credit Karma, see what's on there, see what can be disputed and taken off, and start there.
Mm-hmm. And you said start with Credit Karma. Okay, perfect. Yes. And credit, we always talk about credit. Whether you have challenging credit or great credit, what role does credit play when it comes to purchasing a home?
Well, credit is one of the most important pieces to purchase a home. Mm-hmm. They're going to look at credit to start. That's going to be number one. If you got good credit, you have one foot in the door.
Mm-hmm.
So the rest of the things like your income, how long you've been at a residence, your rental background, that history, all of those things are going to be the other foot you can get in the door. But credit itself is one whole foot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for anybody, I know you're not a credit specialist, but for anybody that may have challenging credit or bad credit, how can they begin to fix their credit? Can you give them some advice on that?
Well, I would name specifics, but you can go to Google, type in credit repair. Any of those companies on the top usually have pretty decent credit repair rates and abilities. So you can start there, or you can go ahead and take the credit repair into your own hands, like on Credit Karma. You can dispute those insufficient activities or things that's not yours, or things that you didn't put on there that can be false. You can dispute those yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All it takes is for you writing a letter and sending it off.
Gotcha. And someone says, is a 650 enough?
A 650 is enough, yes. Most lenders is require a 620 to qualify.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then depending on your income, I've seen instances where there's even a 580 would work. So just don't be scared just because of your credit. I would still go in and I would go into a lender and find out where I stand.
Mm-hmm.
That will be the next step. After you know your credit, you know that you in the ballpark, then go into and see a lender. Because they're going to do the same thing you did, but they're going to pull from their own credit company. So they have their own credit company that they pull from. And just a quick tip on credit and the way it works with mortgages. Mortgage company only looks at the TransUnion bureau when they're looking into credit.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 credit bureaus: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. TransUnion is the one that they use to say, hey, you're doing well enough to buy a house, or you're not.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or if it needs some work.
Gotcha. I hope y'all got that. Y'all got that right. So Quintan, I want to have everybody leave here with a piece of information.
Okay.
And buying a home is a very big process. It's a long, I heard, I never bought a house yet, but I heard it can be a very lengthy process. And I want to make sure that we know at least some of the terms that we need to know when it comes to buying a home. So what are some terms that we need to know?
You need to know earnest money. So earnest money is the 1 to 2% that you put up into escrow. So you're gonna need to know the term escrow. Escrow is in the title company. It's kind of like a third party that sits and holds your money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's your money, but they're gonna hold it. So in the earnest money is the money that you put up into the escrow to let the seller know that you're serious about purchasing this home. Mm-hmm. While you go through the process and make sure all the documentation works out and make sure the approval go through. So that earnest money is the money that you put up to make sure that you take the property off the market and let the seller know that you are serious.
Gotcha.
Option period. Option period, that's a term that you want to know. That's that time, that's the 7 to 10 day time that you have to go and get the house checked out. Make sure you do your due diligence, make sure that everything is working fine. Get your contractors to come in if you need to. That's the 7 to 10 days that you have to say, hey, this house works for me, or the house don't. And then you have that option to back out of the contract at that point. Mm-hmm. Then you get the earnest money back. If you pass that point, the earnest money, well, you're in contract at that point. If you pass the option period, the contract goes forward. You can't back out at that point. So those terms, I think, are some key terms that you need to know. Earnest money, option period,
and escrow.
And escrow.
So escrow, earnest money, and option period.
Yes.
Some terms we should know. Gotcha.
And title. Title company is the place where you're going to go and close this deal. So that's very important. That's the place where they do all the documentation. They actually do the closing process at the title company. Gotcha. So you want to know title. and they the ones that look into the house and make sure that the last owner doesn't have anything on the house, no liens and that type of thing on the house. So title, you want to.
And it's very important to do that.
You
the
have
title.
To,
you
well,
have
you
to
have
do
to.
that. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a must. Okay, we have a question. How much should we have for down payment and closing costs?
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
I'm back.
Okay, we have someone that says, how much should we have for down payment and closing costs?
Well, closing costs is going to vary depending on the lender, because that's all of those things like title, insurance, and all of that calculated up into one to come into the total amount that it's going to be. But those numbers vary depending on the lender. Now, closing, the down payment, if you're a first-time home buyer, I wouldn't worry about the down payment as much, because there are programs that's out there that assist with down payment. Mm-hmm. If you go to a builder, a lot of builders, they have zero down. So if you're a teacher or you work for the service, they have zero down options. So I wouldn't worry about the down payment as much, but you want to save at least 1 or 2% of the total amount of the house for your down payment.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I hope you're understanding that. Who is that? That M word. So, Quintan, I want to jump right back to credit for a second.
Okay.
Some people don't have any established credit at all. So what are some tips that you can offer to someone to develop credit?
So let me tell you a quick story. I worked at a car dealership, and so I dealt with credit a whole lot before one of my past jobs. And since I was the manager, I had to run the credit. I ran into an 18-year-old kid that had 830, I believe, was his credit score. And he was 18. And I was like, wow, how did you do it? So his parents came in, and what they told me, what they done for a child that hadn't established credit, all they went was to a jewelry store, like a Zales or one of those small stores, like department stores like that, and got a little small item and paid on it and paid extra on it to establish that credit. They said since they did that the right way and that they didn't miss any payments and it was on time, it shot his credit score up to the top. Wow. But it also works the opposite way. If you go in and you don't make those payments, if you hadn't had established credit, it'll take it to the bottom. Now it's hard to work to the top. Mm-hmm. So my advice would be just take out a small secured or even unsecured credit card and start working on paying on time on that. Just purchase something small. I'm not sure, like if a bag costs $100. I don't know. I don't buy a lot of bags. But if a bag costs $100, purchase a bag and then pay on it. And then that'll shoot your credit all the way up to the top.
Yes.
Right away.
Definitely. So let me see. Gas. Somebody said gas. Yes. And another term that is very important when purchasing a home is debt to income ratio. So can you explain to us what that is?
So the mortgage company, that's one of the disqualifiers. Well, let me say this. When you go into purchasing a house, you're not necessarily disqualified at any point. You're kind of pre-qualified, and if you need to work on something, they're going to give you a list of whatever that list is to go work on until you get that list worked on, and now your approval goes through. So I won't say disqualified. And even if that happens to any of you guys, if you go in and they say, hey, well, we're going to need this in order for you to get your approval go through, but we can show you how to work on it, I would just take that advice. Mm-hmm. But the debt to income ratio, it's what they look at is to see if it's 45% or less. So if you got 45% of, 100% of your income, if 45% of what you bring in is debt or below, then you can qualify. But if it's 46% or up, they're going to have you pay off some of that debt so you can bring those ratios back to where they qualify. Mm-hmm.
And let me see. Someone said, what is the recommended debt to income ratio most lenders require?
That's 45%.
45%.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I'm backtracking a little bit. Some terms that we need to know are escrow, earnest money, option period, and title, and
Yes.
also debt to income ratio. I hope y'all are getting this. If y'all have any questions, make sure that y'all type them down below. We will get to all the questions. For anybody that's just tuning in, you're tuned into Love Talk. Love Talk is a platform that is created to provide you tools, resources, and networking intended to inspire you to be the best version of yourselves. So y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. So, Quintan, you are on a personal mission. Can you tell us what your personal mission is?
So my personal mission is to help 1,000 families with their goal of becoming a homeowner. And what that means, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna have 1,000 clients because I'm not that many people. But that does mean that I could have the resources that can put you in the right direction and put you on the path to home ownership. So that's why I created the planner. This planner is gonna go into 1,000 hands. And when it does, it's gonna help those people walk through the process and not be nervous about it or not be unaware of what's going on next about the process. So that's my goal. Get this in 1,000 hands and help them pursue their goal of a home ownership.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us again, give us a recap on what the planner is and tell us how we can get the planner.
Okay, so yeah, the planner is it's a home buying planner. It's for first time home buyers, or it could even be for a second time home buyer. But it's for home buyers who wants to take the hassle out of finding a home, who needs an action plan, a step-by-step guidance to get there. This planner is gonna educate you and is gonna give you resources to go and execute what the lender may say. Because the lender is gonna tell you, hey, you're gonna need X, Y, and Z. This planner shows you how to provide X, Y, and Z for the lender. So it's built just so that the lender wouldn't be able to have any denial when it comes to time to you going into applying for a loan. So you won't have any pushback because you're going to have your paperwork, your documentation in order. You're going to have your credit score in order. You're going to have your down payment in order because you're going to have a plan that you already set forward to get there. You know, and the planner actually gives you step by step to walk through that.
And you and your wife actually used the planner and got to where y'all are. So yes, it really works.
The planner works.
It works. Somebody said 203K. I'm not sure. Do you know what he's asking? I'm not sure of the question. Trevor, I'm not sure of the question. 203K.
Is he saying $203,000? Is that what he's asking?
Let us know what you're asking, Trevor. Is that local or nationwide? The planner. Is the planner
the planner is nationwide. So the planner is not just local. It's something that can be used in pretty much any state. Most of the material in it is pretty much the same throughout the states. Now, some of the terms may change because I'm not a real estate agent in other states, so I don't know every term. But for the most part, it'll get you to home ownership.
And where can they purchase that?
They can purchase it. I have a link in my bio. It's Realtor Q LIP. The link is in the bio. It's $19. It's fairly inexpensive, but it's definitely useful.
Yes, make sure y'all get that planner. So Quintan, if y'all have any questions, make sure y'all type them below because we are getting to all the questions. So Quintan, my philosophy is be bold, be beautiful, be you. I literally say this all day. I have it written everywhere and I encourage it to everyone. So what is the philosophy that you live on and stand by?
Well, just work hard and receive high reward. That's kind of it for me. If you work hard, at the end of that hard work, you're gonna see your reward. And just like we're setting a goal for this home buying process, at the end of this home buying process, your goal is to have a home. So you should already see yourself in that.
Yes, you have to see it You have to believe it and you will achieve it. That is right.
Absolutely.
That is right. It's the law of attraction, y'all. It is
Yes,
the law
yes.
of attraction. So once again, can you tell us where we can purchase the plan? I know you just told us, but some people just tuned in. Tell us where they can purchase the planners.
Well, you can go to Realtor QLIP, so Realtor QLIP, and the link is in my bio. It's $19, so it'll be up there for anybody that needs to purchase it, or if you know someone that it may be useful for, pass the link along.
Yes, we all can use it. We all can use it. And
Yeah.
Quintan, your mission is also because you know how important ownership is. So
Yes.
why is ownership so important?
So ownership is important for me because it allows me to have the foundation for my family. I'm able to do things that I'm not able to do in an apartment or a property that isn't mine. I'm able to go outside in the backyard and entertain my son. I mean, this home ownership is just important to me because I have a wife and I know she needs a home. So that's important to me too. Got to make sure that the wife is happy.
Yes.
And then it's just having a piece of a property that's yours is everything. I always wanted my own property and set forward to get it. Hey, it's just about accomplishing goals around here.
I 100% understand. I agree with you 100% on that. So y'all, this is Quintan. He is a realtor. He is located in Houston, Texas, and he gave us some very, very insightful tips on purchasing a home. If y'all have any questions, make sure that y'all ask him down below before the live ends. And some terms that he gave us that we should know are escrow, earnest money, option period, and title. And also know your debt to income ratio. That's just to name a few. If you have any other questions, he offers a planner that can help you with a step-to-step guide on purchasing a home. Let me see. It's having your taxes and homeowners insurance included in your monthly payment automatic. To me, it makes sense buying. I have heard some people say they pay theirs separately at the end of the year. Good question.
Yeah, it's automatically included unless you pay 20% more than unless you already have 20% equity into your home. That's the only way that you can go and change those numbers. So off the back, you will pay all of those inside the premium.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I hope that all this information was very insightful to y'all because it was to me. This is just scratching the surface of home buying. I like having these conversations because we as Black people, I really want us to move into the direction of owning our own things. We need to create generational wealth for our kids and for generations to come. Home ownership is very, very important. Don't fall victim to, oh, this is a long process, or I got denied, or this is, that is okay. Everything that is supposed to happen is going to happen. You have to just put forth the effort and the work. God has everything already planned for y'all. So, Quintan, I want to just open up the floor to you at this point in time to say whatever it is that is on your heart.
And I just want to just touch bases on being denied. In this real estate world, denied is not really denied. Denied is just saying that you have to go work on a couple of things before we can approve you all the way. It's not, don't go and look at that denial as a means to walk away or to quit or give up. Or even if the process is taking too long. The process took us pretty long when we bought our first house. But since we knew what to do and what to look for in the next home, the process went smooth and it went right away. The first home, it took us a while to find that home. We bid on maybe like 10 or 12 different homes. Mm-hmm. So we looked and put in a bid on all of those homes, didn't get them, got the last one that we were in. So, I mean, we went through a whole long process. If we would have gave up, we wouldn't have been able to turn almost a 6-figure flip on it when it was time for us to move.
Wow.
So we wouldn't have passed up that. So I think it's very important to have ownership because you also are going into an investment opportunity. Mm-hmm. If you decide to move. If you don't decide to move, you still have home ownership. You still have it locked in. It's still yours. You still can build that equity in it. You still can sell if you ever choose to and pull that equity out. So it's also an investment. So I just wanted to make sure I put that out there.
Yes, definitely. So y'all, thank you, Quintan, for giving us this information. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure that y'all check his page out, click the link in his bio, and get the planner, because it really works. It helped him and his wife, and his mission is to touch 1,000 families with this planner. And y'all, let's help him out with that. We are awesome. We are amazing. And we are going to become owners of our own home. If you don't know anything that's going on, I want to tell you that is okay. Knowledge is power. Y'all read up on information, ask questions, because all the answers are out there. Here's a realtor here. Y'all DM him, email him. He can help y'all out. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much, Quintan, for being a guest here. Y'all be bold. Y'all be beautiful. Y'all be you. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Thank y'all. Peace.